Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. It's another day. It's episode 4. I was really excited to get playing this again, but I wanted to make sure all the other episodes I did the other day were edited. So if I ever fall behind in uploads, that's why. I want to make sure everything's kind of done before I get into it. But speaking of getting into it, let's just start a new day. Right? I don't know how long the episodes are supposed to be. I figured anywhere between 10 to like 25 minutes are like a good time. If you guys want longer episodes, let me know. You know, whatever you think that you can actually sit down and watch through. I figured 15 minutes is kind of like an average time, but maybe some people like to turn these on before they go to sleep or something. I don't know. If you like hearing my voice before you sleep. I also realized in the last few episodes, after going through it, that the music was really, really loud and you could barely distinguish my voice. So I turned it down. Hopefully not too much, but I turned it down a lot. There's no music playing now, so we won't know, but we'll see. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that, indeed, it's me who's supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating, until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from the foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without even thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. They're all really fucking weird. They're all so different. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Is Misha's laughter like her problem? Is she just like insane? I always wondered before, like, I don't know what's wrong with Misha. She doesn't seem disabled in any way, but now that you said that, I feel like she might be just like mentally insane. I have tea. Sorry if I drink tea. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does normal pass for around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging out after class yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfectly even, flat. Sorry, Shishan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hichan. I first thought... What? What was my question? Was she... Wait. Okay, wait. How... So did I ask her a question, but she couldn't hear me ask the question without Misha, but Misha didn't know what my question was, because I don't know what my question is. So how did I get it to Shizune without Misha, and now there she asked Misha what I said? Right? Am I crazy? I did hand signals, but you couldn't see it. My mic, or my camera sucks, but... How did that interaction... Alright, whatever. My first thought is that she means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone's encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't much else to do. There's school events, like festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you're actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, Hichan. The truth is, it's a local event. I'm not from this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish, starts signing hard and heavy. Huh? Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I could see the heads turning back in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. What? Now, it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you'd play to win prizes. Teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though, brushing it off without a care. We're in the middle of class, so we should start working. That's right, Shichan. What? That's right. Shichan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? Oh shit, I didn't see your cat face. Could be that my eyes are playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone also changed, although it does that every word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group. No one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why isn't he saying anything? Hichan? Something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or is Misha just looking at me? Or looking at me looking after the girl who just left? No, nothing. She looks so happy. She's so cute. Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Is what I thought, I guess. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. Yay! Okay, Hichan, perfect. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? I just ate, so I'm like hiccuping like crazy. The rest of class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informed us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks a little more annoyed that we just barely managed to finish all of our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Hichan. Impossible. Really? Really. I noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what everyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing. But really, Shizune can't hear me. But it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take time to get used to. It's not a contest because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. She's so cute. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me, as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think that this is a contest to her. I've never noticed this before, how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. You're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Shizune pushes her glasses up to the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings. She quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. How do you forget you're just in class with them the entire time? Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I'd like to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some of the students favor eating in the classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finished eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hichan, so you want to know about the clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right, Shichan. Okay, so I guess this makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture, as if she's about to deliver a speech. Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I just usually read a lot. There is a book club, right, Shichan, right? But it seems that they have all the members they could possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan, it's a really popular club. Yeah. Okay, but more to the point, Hichan. Does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good. Great. That's great, Hichan. Really great. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hichan, some other clubs have, other than the clubs in the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student council. I see. I didn't really know this school had a student council. It was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it. She's embarrassed, and Misha's laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. After all, it's Misha who still has to voice everything that she says. Right? Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we can hang out every day, Hichan. Shichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shichan's the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Well, of course, we're not going to try to get you to join because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try to get you to... So you're admitting that... No. No, we're not admitting anything. I mean, Hichan, of course it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. But even without all of that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Just because you don't want to spend time with us after school, Hichan. I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to try really hard to get their cutest... What? To look their cutest, although they are pretty cute to begin with. Well... So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hichan. What? No. Aw, see, Shichan, of course it wouldn't go easily. Yep, that's right. Though it would be boring if that went that smoothly. Oh well, Shichan owes me candy now. You were betting on it? My life is not a game here. Shizune seems really intrigued by this. When Misha signs it to her, the aggressive glint returns to her eyes. That's interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Oh, why not? Well, because you two have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Then that isn't my goal. But what that means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I have to decline. He-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust us? And that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell whether Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No. How about a game of paper football instead of rich man poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a little game that they play in America. You make a paper triangle, then you try to shoot it past the goalpost and make the other players make it with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, He-chan. It's also played in elementary and middle school children. She-chan? That means the game really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means that you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How'd you know, He-chan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me she probably wasn't supposed to admit it so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I am a little more curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even know anybody who's been a member of it, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, He-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. I don't know what that is. It's really fun, He-chan. You fight to control the world, with armies and everything. It sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. No, really, She-chan? We can play just for fun, He-chan. She-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay, perfect. God. I'll see you after school in the student council room then, He-chan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything I don't mean anything concrete by just accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends, and we go back to class. Whoa. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank and casing. I try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'd be a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? That doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel a little like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, He-chan? That's right, we're just gonna go play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha, this all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason it seems like it would be plausible. He's really extreme with his fucking metaphors. He really goes all out with these weird situations. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? You guys make... What? That's it? Wait, how? Fuck, my brain shut off. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. That's such a weird sentence to see. That's not true, He-chan. She-chan says that this life is threatened. And people... What? Maybe my brain is actually just like fried right now. God, I can't read a game about reading. That's not true, He-chan. She-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened. Her expression is unchanging. Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased in herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that, I know you heard me. You have no excuse. Unlike Shizune. You could hear me. Unlike Shizune over here, the deaf bitch. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little bit larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked on one side, as well as extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with the old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. You could have at least put a potted plant in here or something. The most noticeable thing in this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean no? Does that mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I managed... God. What's that snap? Before I managed that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together energetically. Hee-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you know the rules? We can explain it to you while we set everything up. I hate Risk. I played Risk once, and it was the most boring board game I've ever played in my life. I didn't finish it. We played, like, the first, 20 minutes. There was, 20 minutes of, explaining the rules and setup. Then we played for, 20 minutes, and then we just got so bored. We just couldn't... The camera turned off again. Alright, I'm sorry. Camera died. It's probably going to die a lot because the batteries in this thing suck and the camera sucks. So, sorry. Sorry if I move out of frame too. It's all just messed up. While Misha's talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. Oops. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when we agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Chi-chan wants to know that you're taking too long to make a move. Chi-chan also says that you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. Chi-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare you, your people, if you agree to join the student council. Jeez. Alright, I'm good. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't know the word, or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it on the page for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger to her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Chi-chan. Chi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. She's having so much fun. She says you have no chance to keep playing like this. No, you won't. It's a trap. Smart to play defensive. He has a point. Attack aggressively. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. She could just be trapping me into the student council. If I attack aggressively, that could also probably make me lose the game, because she probably wants me to be aggro. I'll play defensive. It's likely that she's just trying to psych me up. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up, and I'm not going to wreck it by doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses and victoriously allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Hee-chan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Chi-chan, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus, but you can't attack from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you'd have more guts. How disappointing. Jesus Christ. Ambition, Hee-chan. Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition, ambition. I was really excited when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensively just because you gained a small advantage. That's no good, Hee-chan. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't know how to follow through. That's terrible, Hee-chan. Jesus Christ. Damn. What's it to her if I play too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. She is now getting closer to my face. What if you'd even be good at the student council? What is this, reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in that case. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. God, she is so sad about us right now. Seriously, she's in here trying to taunt me into joining the student council. Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my 2nd day. I can't make that kind of commitment. I haven't even taken a look at the other clubs yet. And these two, they're a little weird. Fine, I'll consider joining the council. But I want to take a look at other clubs before I decide. Really, Hee-chan? You're not just saying that to make us feel better? Yeah. I'm just not sure what I want to do. Okay, Hee-chan, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe, so there's still a chance you'll come around. Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me. Unless we graduate before that. It doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know? Surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game, and you'll know then. To give you a handicap. I might have said that just to make you feel better, after all. Aw, that's cold, Hee-chan. Take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far too long playing Risk. Far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I want to get to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether a library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Chi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the 2nd floor. You can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.